comfortable with the 8%?
I am. The question that was raised, is a good one. We would look at that. We are mandated to do that in terms of, health insurance, Joe, right? With the other post-employment benefits, we're required to conduct an audit and determine what our costs are
That's
going
being done
forward.
now, that's underway right now.
So, I mean, that's a requirement. I'm assuming at some point the pension cost is gonna be mandated the same way. We'll have to start looking and analyzing what that cost is gonna be going forward and setting aside money for it. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. I don't have it,
Middlesex County would
but I'm
have
sure
that.
there is. Yeah. When,
We're funding, I thought you said we're only funding with people who retired, but
we are.
typically in a defined benefit pension plan, in the corporate world, you're funding your current employees as well as the retirees. You're providing funding for the benefit that we ultimately paid during when we were working.
Yeah, but we're not doing that.
I think that's the problem with the system.
That's what we need to.
That's my question, does
No,
it
that's
work
what
that way here?
No, that's what we need to do. What we need to do is we're not funded.
Right.
We need to fund the liability. So that long term, I mean, we don't have the money to,
Send me the bill, we'll pay it.
yeah, we get the bill, we pay it, but what ideally you'd like to do is fund the liability, so you create the fund, and then it doesn't come out of operating expenses like this, but we're, yeah.
We have to do that on health insurance, and I think the number is gonna bowl people over. It's gonna be a huge number. Mr. Jones.
I don't remember all the details, around 0203. Surveyor shortfall. They had to increase the assessment, not only for the market, but requirements. Original offer that they made,
Well, the information we have said that, the past couple of years, we've paid around 13% increase per year, and Greg is forecasting 8, so.
40,000, three, you paid 950.
Do we?
But that was around the time that, we were told we had to start putting extra money in because of poor investments.
Do,
Mr. Vino.
do we have any representative that sits on that Middlesex County Retirement Board, or do we just believe everything they tell us?
We don't, as you know, the membership elects, board members to sit on it.
Our treasurer goes to periodic meetings. I don't think it's quite as often as monthly meetings, but she does attend meetings.
She does, okay.
All right,
All right, I
well,
was just curious.
We take it as gospel. We don't receive a lot of information from them, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. So they don't hold them.
No, yeah, I don't remember him either.
What,
Yeah, no, I don't.
Is here,
Who?
Gibson?
John Gibson.
I know who he is, but I don't recall being.
Was he, he's the executive director?
Yes. Came before this board a year and a half ago, so it was just before you were at somebody came here.
well, it was more than a year and a half ago.
I don't remember him, Steve, when they,
Came
did?
here and just introduced himself, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I
Any
tend to,
questions available?
I kinda remember some kind of a report. It could have been before.
Yeah, because I worked in a town that was about the same size as North Reading before coming here. And when I saw our pension number compared to what I was used to seeing for the same size town, the number here is substantially higher. So, and that town was not in Middlesex County. We pay better. There are a lot of different reasons. I'm not willing to jump to any conclusions, but there are a lot of reasons.
Middlesex County retirement, that's right.
What's the, 99,000 under health insurance additional request?
That represents the personnel that the police department had included in their budget for dispatch. That if we were to
Okay.
fund that, this is.
This would
effective.
represent additional personnel.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we're closer to, I don't have the calculation at my hand right now, but my recollection was about 11, just over 11,000.
Oh, I thought it was 8, we were using 8.
No, we've been using, I used a higher number last year. I came up with a real number last year. Go through the budget and every new position that you find in there will translate back into this number.
Yes, sir.
Greg, on the health insurance side, I'd like to understand how many benefit eligible employees do we have that historically are not signed up for town coverage? And given the individual mandates that determine who would be covered, do we have added exposure to folks who might not have signed up for it before signing up for it?
Yes, we do, and I can't give you an absolute number, Mike. I'd have to do some research, but we do have a risk, again. And those employees can come into our plan during open enrollment period, which typically comes up just prior to the August, let's say it'll be done in May. And they can come in for any reason or no reason. And those could be the fact that their spouse's health insurance is being dropped, benefits are being cut, whatever those, and we do see substantial inward migration. And in the past, we budgeted about 10 slots a year for inward migration based upon exactly the situation that you described. And we also see individuals coming into our program on a less frequent basis through what's called a qualifying event, which is their spouse loses a job. There are other unique situations that qualify, and that happens on a more intermittent basis. And we do not predict it, and we do not budget for that, but we do budget inward migration every year based upon the situation that was just described.
I think it would be helpful to understand what the maximum inward migration would be. I mean, one of the things that's being done at the state level is significantly increasing penalties for folks that are uninsured, basically not signed up for policies that are available to them. They're actually more privileged with moral gains than with the penalties that we deal with assess to those individuals. With the goal of frankly getting everyone covered. That does create exposure across what we call an inward migration. So I think it would be helpful to understand what our maximum inward migration would be.
It would be nice if we could get our hands on some of that penalty money to fund the cost of those people coming onto our program.
Different
Yeah,
use.
but if they come onto the program, there's no penalties. Anything else? Anybody? Great, thank you. I was thinking that's the one budget we're gonna cut. to
We're gonna
fund the
cut
rest.
that one. He can live without it.
I don't think, I mean, the superintendent sat here and was very reluctant to even propose it. He was adamantly opposed to this idea too, and it's taken him a long time to come around to even propose it. So I'm sure the school department would like to keep it a small town, only feeling we can come and go out of the schools safely, but we can't do that. We can't rely on that. It's a liability issue and an obligation of the town to protect the kids.
What I'm struggling with, Steve, is that if you look at these kinds of incidents, where they occur, typically occur from within.
Right.
So I'm actually in support of the video in the building, primarily for the reason that it would, if an incident occurred, but the police and fire could connect up to it, perhaps respond more quickly. I don't see what locking the doors do. They gotta let the kids in. And if somebody really wanted to get into one of those buildings for whatever reason, they could get in, break a door down or whatever. Just, that's what I'm wrestling with. So I asked, what are we trying to accomplish? What is it that we're trying to accomplish? And I can't accept, well, we're gonna make our kids more secure. You know, there's gotta be a more specific purpose. We could be throwing all kinds of money into making security. I mean, you could spend millions of dollars on security. What are we trying to accomplish with this? I know the superintendent spoke clearly on the issue of at the middle school. There was concern because there's a lot of traffic in there because it's the business office. And he wanted to be able to control the access and who's coming in and out of the building. And that building isn't, wasn't built such that there's a screening center without doing some of the work that's been done. So that's what I'm just struggling with this whole thing. You know, and of course, if something happens and we didn't support it, then it's the same thing with the superintendent. It's almost like you're forced into this because of that remote chance that something's going to happen and this could have prevented it.
I think, add one more thing to this. I mean, I think along, along the ideas of what you're saying, I think Joe said before, is that, I feel that security is not an equipment issue, it's a personnel issue. I've heard nothing here about personnel, and the use of personnel, the training of personnel. I've never seen nothing about procedures about what personnel are gonna do. Locking doors isn't the answer. People need to come and go. How do personnel work? How do personnel, having video cameras doesn't do anything unless somebody's looking at them. Who's looking at them? How are they looking at them? How are they responding? And those are all issues that nobody's addressed. So to me, to commit to $400,000 without committing to a procedure of how these things are gonna work, I'm not that comfortable with it. I like the idea of coming back each year and saying, okay, where are we? What have we done? What do we need to do? Each and every step of the way. If you're gonna make it out, take it out 3 years, then let's take it out 3 years. So that's the way I feel about it.
So, do we want to take a vote, or do we want to wait until
It's up
time?
to you. If you're gonna wait, then it's.
I mean, it seems like I'm going to be the deciding
So
factor
just
in
wait
terms of
until-
recommendation, not
Yeah, a
recommendation.
little more until you talk to Zoom and have a
I
little
will,
more.
I will have my line man, if I want to talk to a couple more people at our meeting on Monday night before town meeting. So let's move on.
Can I ask a question on
Yes.
that, or?
Sure.
It's not open.
Would you address yourself?
Yeah, George Luongo, 18 Ridgeway Road, North Reading. I heard some input here from Mr. Messeri and Mr. Danino just also commented on what is this whole thing going to accomplish. I'm assuming that at town meeting that the school committee will do a presentation. Of course, I would assume also that they can only develop so much, because if you develop what your security system is going to do, it really isn't that good. But I have similar concerns about what are we trying to do here? And I'm not convinced that having this particular system in the schools is going to make the schools any safer. I don't see that this is going to prevent an incident from happening, because when I look at all the incidences that have happened across the country, they've all happened from inside, with a student basically being just irrational and doing something very irrational. So if we're going to be looking at school security, I'd like to think that we're going to implement a program like Mr. Danino had mentioned in terms of staffing it. How are we going to prevent it from happening? This system that they're talking about is great, so we'll have a video record of this horrific incident if it should occur. But is it going to prevent anything from happening? And I don't think it is. So I think we need to look, and I don't know if the school committee has, I don't know how they can justify spending all this money and not having looked at what they could do internally just with personnel in terms of if you